is Kendra, and I'm going to be reviewing your website using the 4 levels of the Rylees model, which is Reflect, Inquire, Suggest, and Elevate. To start off, I really like your website overall. I think the navigation is super easy to follow, and I like that you have separate sections for your About, Resume, Portfolio, and Projects. I especially like your About page because it gives visitors a chance to learn more about you and your interest in filmmaking before looking at your work. So let's start with your resume page. I like your resume page because you included a lot about your filmmaking skills and experience. It gives visitors a good idea of what you have experience doing. Your projects page, I really like your projects page because you have a different type of filmmaking projects, showing the narrative films, documentary work, and competition projects give visitors a good idea on your range of filmmaking. Let's go to your portfolio page. One thing I was wondering about the portfolio page was the difference between the portfolio page and the projects page. I think the portfolio page could show more of your actual work instead of mainly directing people to the project section. Let's go to the contact page. On the contact page, I noticed that some of the contact information is different throughout the website. I was just wondering if some of that information just still needed to be updated. One thing that's definitely different is this phone number down here. Just go ahead and replace it with your regular phone number right here. Okay, let's go back to the portfolio page. So one of my biggest suggestions would be to make the portfolio page just a little more visual. Since your website is focused on filmmaking, I think having the larger projects, thumbnails, screenshots, or video previews would make the page a little bit more interesting in my opinion. For your resume, I would also recommend proofreading the resume page and fixing these small mistakes. Associate's degree right here is spelled incorrectly. And maybe adding a PDF version so that way it's a lot easier to see and it's all in one section could be a little bit easier. So your contact page, let's go back again. Again, yeah, I would just make sure that your phone number and email are consistent. Sorry, my notes are a little bit all over the place even though I'm telling someone else about consistency. Alright, so one thing I think you can add, let's go to the projects page, is to take the website to the next level. I think you could add more information about your specific role in each project. You can explain whether you were the director, writer, editor, camera operator, or had another role. And you can also add information about the equipment or software that you had used. Just another thing, I think you should embed, instead of having the link so they are clickable, in order to keep the visitor onto the same page, having it embedded and putting it right here would be a lot easier. Finally, just one of the last things is I think the connecting your about page with your projects page would make the website a little bit stronger. Your about page tells people who you are, while your projects page shows what you can do. Maybe connecting those two things would give the potential employers a better understanding of you as a filmmaker. So overall, Riley, I think you had a really good foundation. Your website shows your experience and passion for filmmaking. Adding more visuals, clearing up the small details, and giving the visitor more information about your individual contributions would just make the portfolio a little bit stronger. But otherwise, great job, Riley.